Chapter 8 of the Bhagavad Gita, Another Invisible Existence. Arjuna said, "What is this spiritual reality? What is the Supreme Soul? What is cultural activity, O Supermost Personality? Concerning the sum total gross reality, how is that described authoritatively? And speaking of the Supreme Supernatural Person and Power, what is that described to be? Who is the supreme regulator of religious ceremonies and disciplines? How is he located here in this body, O killer of Madhu? And how, at the time of departure from the body, are you to be known by those persons who are subdued?" The Blessed Lord said, "The spiritual reality is unaffected and supreme. The Supreme Soul is described as a personal existence who causes the production of the mundane world. Cultural action is known as creative power. The sum total gross reality is ever-changing nature. The master of the world is the Lord of the supernatural rulers and powers. O best of the embodied souls, I, who exist here in the body, am the supreme regulator of religious ceremonies and disciplines. If at the end of one's life one recalls me in particular, as one gives up the body, one is elevated to my condition of existence. There is no doubt about this. Moreover, whatever texture of existence is recalled when a person abandons his body, in the end, to that same type of life he is projected, O son of Kunti, always being transformed into that status of life. Therefore, at all times, remember me and fight. Anchor your mind and intelligence on me. You will be with me without a doubt. With a mind that does not venture outwards, which is disciplined by yoga practice, a person goes to the divine supreme person while deeply meditating, O son of Pritha. He who meditates on the supreme person, who knows everything, the most ancient of people, the supreme supervisor, the most minute factor, the one with unimaginable form, with a radiant body, free of grossness, and that meditator who even at the time of death, with an unwavering mind, being connected devotedly with psychological power developed through yoga practice, and having caused the energizing breath to enter between the eyebrows with precision, goes to the divine supreme person. I will briefly explain the process to you, which the knowers of the Veda describe as imperishable, which the ascetics who are free from cravings enter, and which, desiring to be transferred there, they follow a life of celibacy. Controlling all openings of the body and restricting the mind in the core of consciousness, situating the energizing energy of the soul in the brain, remaining fixed in yoga concentration, uttering Om, the one-syllable sound which represents the spiritual reality, meditating on me, the yogi who passes on, renouncing the body, attains the highest objective. He whose mind does not go to another focus at any time, who thinks of me constantly, for that yogi who is constantly disciplined in yoga, I am easy to reach, O son of Pritha. Approaching me in this way, those great souls who went to supreme perfection are not subjected to rebirth in this shifty, miserable location. Up to Brahma's world, the populations are subjected to repeated births and deaths, O Arjuna. But in approaching me, rebirth is not experienced, O son of Kunti. Those who know the day of Brahma, which has a limit of 1,000 time cycles, and the night of Brahma, which ends in 1,000 time cycles, are the people who know day and night. When the day of the Creator Brahma begins, all this invisible world is produced from the invisible world. When his night comes, the manifested energies are reverted back into the invisible world. O son of Pritha, this multitude of beings which is repeatedly manifested is naturally shifted out of visibility at the arrival of each of Brahma's nights. It again comes into existence at the onset of Brahma's day. But higher than this, there is another invisible existence, which is higher than the primeval, unmanifested states of this dissolvable creation. When all these creatures are disintegrated, that is not affected. That invisible world is unalterable, so it is declared. The authorities say that it is the supreme objective. Attaining that, they do not return here. That place is my supreme residence. That supreme person, O son of Pritha, is attainable through a devotional relationship and not by any other means. Within his influence, all beings exist. By him, all the universe is energized. O bullish man of the Bharata family, I will tell you of the departure for the yogis who do or do not return. The summer season, the bright atmosphere, the daytime, the bright moonlight, the 6 months when the sun appears to move north. If at that time they depart the body, those people who know the spiritual dimension go to the spiritual location. The smoky, misty, or hazy season, as well as in the nighttime, the dark moon time, the 6 months when the sun appears to move south. If the yogi departs at that time, he attains moonlight, after which he is born again. The light and the dark times are 2 paths which are considered to be perpetually available for the universe. It is declared so by the authorities. By one, a person goes away not to return. By the other, he comes back again. Knowing these 2 paths, O son of Pritha, the yogi is not confused at all. Therefore, at all times, be disciplined in yoga practice, O Arjuna. The yogi, having known all this, goes beyond the good results which are derived from study of the Vedas, beyond religious ceremonies and disciplines, beyond austerities, and beyond offering scripturally recommended gifts in charity. He goes to the supreme primal state. That was chapter 8 of the Bhagavad Gita. This translation by Michael Beloved is available on Amazon or at michaelbeloved.com. If you would like to read the commentary, it is called Bhagavad Gita Explained, and it is also available on Amazon. Thanks for listening.